Now I want to talk about one of the barriers to raising your status in general, and therefore a barrier to using high status humor. And that is the barrier of social tension, social pressure, the opinions of others. And there's an almost tangible sensation we get when we're around other people. And it's something that exists for a good reason. It holds society together. It keeps us behaving. If you want an example of what the world would be like if there's no social tension, look at the comments under YouTube videos. This is people that are completely anonymous, so they don't care what someone else thinks of them. There's no physical threat. There's no threat whatsoever. They can just say whatever they want, and it degrades, right? It degrades pretty quickly, and it's kind of nasty. It's a little bit disheartening in a way. So social tension is necessary, and it keeps us, cooperating, and it's, people are much more likely to be polite and that sort of thing. But a high status person has a much higher tolerance for greater social tension than someone with lower status. So what we're going to talk about is increasing your tolerance for social tension little by little. So let's talk about comfort zones right now. If you think of your comfort zone as a zone on a map, so there's a border there, and then just outside the border we have what's called a little bit uncomfortable, and then way outside the border we have very uncomfortable. If you try and go to very uncomfortable, the chances are you're going to go rushing right back into your comfort zone, and that reinforces that feeling that you never want to leave your comfort zone again. If you get just a little bit outside your comfort zone, you do it regularly, your comfort zone, the border expands to take in the new area. And you get a little bit outside again, expands again, expands again, expands again. So what we're going to talk about is, I want you to make a list of areas in your life where you avoid social tension. So it could be avoiding giving your opinion in certain circumstances. It could be not introducing yourself to people or not interrupting people. It could be not having difficult conversations with your roommate. So make a list of areas in your life where you avoid social tension because of the discomfort of social tension. So go ahead and do that now, and we'll come back in a minute. All right, now I want you to take one thing on your list, and I want you to do it this week. Put a star next to it. I don't want it to be the biggest thing. I want it to be something that's just a little bit outside your comfort zone. Start a conversation with someone you ordinarily wouldn't start a conversation with. Say no to someone you wouldn't ordinarily say no to. And I want you to start the habit of challenging that, because that avoidance of social tension, it becomes a habit. Right? It becomes very easy to stay in your cocoon. And I consciously, I have to keep doing it as well. Sometimes when I'm working, let's say for creating a program like this, I'll spend a lot of time at the computer. After spending 2 or 3 days at a computer, interacting with a machine for 12 hours a day, all of a sudden going out and talking to people and being social, I feel that tension again. So I make myself do those things, and since I'm in the habit of doing it, it comes back very quickly. But start to recognize those moments where you're avoiding social tension, and start facing it, and that will naturally start to raise your status.